All right. Welcome everyone to another edition, the edition, Webinar Wednesday number 100. It's so great to be with everyone here today. We have a lot to share. We have a lot to look back on. I just want to say hi to a few familiar names and faces that have been with us for many of the webinars. I want to say hi to Aryan. Good to see you here. I want to say hi to Colette. Started to see a lot of new names and faces here. Karen, always great to see you here. Such a great participant in the BD community. Thank you, Karen, for joining. And also we have Sheila. We have two Sheilas here, always great participants in the community. And also VJ and Terry. Good to see you guys here in the webinar. We have a lot to cover and a lot to share. So we're going to dive right into it. And I always like to mention, if this is your first time joining us for Webinar Wednesday, welcome. I'm Jason there on the left, and we are lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist, and so much more here at Brilliant Directories. Thank you so much, David, for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, thank you everyone for being with us. We've got a really great webinar here, lots of exciting information and surprises. So thanks for being with us, and this is going to be a good one.
And I always like to mention, it really is all about the community. If you're not already part of our Facebook group, just take a minute to go there right now. You could head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook, click on the blue join button. All are welcome. It's a great way to keep the conversation going in between Webinar Wednesdays. And I always like to mention, the purpose and the reason we created the Webinar Wednesdays. And I actually took some time earlier in the week to listen to webinar number 1. And we actually hosted that one, myself and Patrick Brunel from Directory Gurus. And it was a little bit of a rocky start, but we were definitely onto something there as far as being able to answer some of the questions from the community, and more importantly, getting your guys' feedback on how to improve the software and how to work with you guys to create a product that fits your needs, and that's a solution that you can use for your website. So now in today's Webinar Wednesday, we'd really like to talk about some of the new features that are available, but mainly for the purpose of how you can leverage them to grow your community, how to convert some of your visitors into subscribers or members, identifying or leveraging revenue opportunities. And one of my favorite is how to improve the website's navigation, how to make things simpler, and more appealing and attractive and elegant for your visitors, so you can increase those conversion rates from your members and visitors. If you have questions on these topics or any topics about your website, we'll get to as many as we can. It looks like the webinar just maxed out. We have full attendees. I'm getting notes on my screen. So those who haven't been able to make it, we'll have the replay available for them. So we're all lucky to be on the webinar here. All right. Well, we are celebrating Webinar 100, so big round of applause for everyone. We started them back in 2017. It's hundreds of hours of my voice talking, so thank you all for listening and bearing with us. But we really cover some great topics, and we want to thank you guys, the community, for showing up and participating and really pushing us to do our best for you guys. It's really a joy to be on these webinars and also in the Facebook group. So just from the entire Brilliant Directories team and family, thank you guys so much for being part of our family, participating so much, and really giving us that motivation to continue pushing the product to be better for everyone. 100 webinars. You can go to our blog, brilliantdirectories.com/blog. You can watch all the webinars in full. A lot of the tips of the weeks we've segmented out into smaller videos, 10 or 15-minute videos instead of the entire hour and a half. But you can certainly always go to the Brilliant Directories blog and catch up on older replays there. And David, I want to pass it over to you. You kind of put together these milestones and benchmarks that we hit. Why don't you share this with the community here, please?
Yeah, so we've got some great numbers here. Obviously, this is our 100th webinar. We started just over 2.5 years ago. I think it was January 2017 was when we started these bi-weekly webinars. So we've made quite a bit of progress since then. We've had over 3,000 of you register to view these webinars and join us every other week. And then, as you know, we upload our webinar replays and also some segments if there's any important elements that we think should be highlighted. We upload those onto our YouTube channel and then post them in our blog as well. So over on YouTube, for our webinar replays, we've gathered over 66,000 views over on YouTube. So some pretty big milestones here. We just wanted to share these numbers with you. And obviously these numbers wouldn't have been possible without all of you joining us week after week. So we really want to thank you for that.
Not only that, we have a couple other milestones to celebrate. We're at just about 5,000 Facebook group members. So there's about 5,000 of us in the Facebook group as a whole. That's a great number to hit. Lots of great participation in there. And also speaking of YouTube, I think we're just about up to 6,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So again, all this content is to kind of help the community out, and it's really lots of fun for us here. So we just wanted to kind of share our love and celebrate together here, kind of like a virtual party here. All right, and we were lucky to get a special shout out here. We had Cedric, the entertainer, give a special shout out to the BD community, and I'll play this video for us. It's pretty short.
What's up? Said Entertainer jumping in on y'all. Brilliant Directories family, team. What's up with y'all, man? You know, let me say this. Salute to you. 100 webinars. You guys been getting down, man. Y'all been doing big things around there. And everybody in the BD community, y'all working so hard and passionately. Keep doing it. Keep rocking those website projects. Keep believing in yourselves. Keep following your dreams. Don't give up. Enjoy the ride. That's what it's all about. It's all about going forward and pushing forward, and you're doing it brilliantly. Huh? The play on words. Did you see that? All right, y'all. Salute to you, all right? I'll holler. Keep it rocking.
All right, that was lots of fun. Thank you so much, Cedric, for that shout out. And he's absolutely right. Everyone's been working really hard, rocking your website projects. And, you know, the BD community is here to help, answer questions, and provide some support. You know, the road to success is never a straight line, but the important thing is to enjoy the ride. And there was a quote that a friend or a buddy of mine told me once. I don't think this is the exact quote, but it said, success is kind of working consistently on a worthy idea. You know, so you have to consistently work on something to get to that path of success. And success is different for everyone. Everyone has a different definition of success. So just keep doing what you guys are doing. Keep rocking those website projects, as Cedric said here, and we'll keep on going. All right, so what we wanted to do something special for this webinar Wednesday is give out 3 lifetime website plans. We're going to do a raffle right now, and then we're going to do 2 more 20 minutes later. I'm going to set a timer here.
Your timer is set for 20 minutes.
All right, great. So we tried to figure out the logistics on how to do this. Basically, I have a list of all the 100 attendees here. They're listed in alphabetical order on my screen. You can't see everyone's names here, guys. So we tried to figure out the best way to do this. What we're going to do is Google has like a random number generator here. So what I'm going to do for this first raffle is I'm going to push this button, and whatever number it tells me, I'm just going to start from the top of my list and count downwards, and whoever's name that lands on is going to be our first winner for the lifetime website plan. All right, so I'm just going to click this button now, and then I'm going to count down from the attendee list that I have on my screen here. All right, number 32. So I'm just going to start at the top here and go down my list. Jose Tan. Are you with us, Jose Tan? You're unmuted, but I'm not getting any sound from your end there. If you get your mic working, Jose, raise your hand. We just want to hear a few words from you in a bit. We do have your email address here, Jose, but congratulations. You are our first Raffle giveaway winner for a lifetime website plan. We're going to do 2 more of these. I have my timer set for 20 minutes, so we'll wait for Siri to kind of tell us when to try this again. All right, we do have a very special and honorable guest with us today, Corey Barnes. David, you've been chatting with Corey to kind of get a progress report. He was with us a few webinars back when he was just getting started with BD, and he's had some great progress to share. So I'll pass it over to both you, David, and Corey.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, so we had Corey on our previous webinar, number 79, way back in December of last year, 2019. That webinar is available on our blog if you'd like to watch it, YouTube channel as well. But Corey talked about the tactics he was using at the time to generate 5 figures from his membership site in just his first 90 days. So he had some really great initial progress there. His primary strategy was utilizing Facebook groups to drive traffic to his BD site. We've talked about that a little bit in some of the other webinars that we've done. But as Jason mentioned, we're lucky to be joined by Corey here once again on this webinar. We thought it would be great for webinar 100 to check back in with him, see if he's still using the same strategies, what's changed, some tips he has, and what kind of growth he's seen since last year. So Corey, thanks so much for being with us today. We'll pass the mic over to you and we'll go through these next few slides here.
Well, thank you, David and Jason. I appreciate your time today, and I hope everyone's doing great. That was an awesome shout out, by the way, from Cedric. He's my favorite comedian, so that was really special. So yeah, I've had a Brilliant Directory site for about a year now, and I'm proud to say we're doing well into 6 figures in sales. I've not done any traditional paid marketing aside from running a large 21,000 member Facebook business networking group here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, here in the United States, and we're growing very quickly. So just so you guys know, I do offer up a course called Facebook Group Accelerator, and you can always reach out to me later on that. But my website is csbnconnect.com. That's for my Brilliant Directory. And yes, David's right. In the first 3 months, we did over 10,000 in revenue without any paid advertising. So 2 things that are working for me right now, I'm very proud to say, is not only do we have a 21,000 member private Facebook group, these are business owners and professionals in my city that are connecting, exchanging referrals, but I'm wanting to develop further the jobs, classifieds, and events section. It's part of my Brilliant Directory website. And I know that if we can get people to list their jobs and classifieds, they'll also search and hire vendors, and of course keep taking care of our vendors and growing our group. So I've created micro Facebook groups, and a micro just means I've just a smaller version. It's a new group. Maybe it's called, in this case, I've got one called Chattanooga Online Yard Sale Group. And every few days or so, I will not only will people list their products that they have for sale, like used items in their garage, that kind of thing, but I'll also mention that we have a classified section on our Brilliant Directory website, and that for additional functionality and features, they can sign up and list their products on our Brilliant Directory site, in addition to the free Facebook group. And I'm doing this for classifieds and events as well. It's just a free organic way to send traffic away from a large Facebook group over to your directory. And once you get them to your directory, then of course they can sign up for premium plans and search for vendors and so forth. So it's been really working very well for me. The next thing that's done very well, and if you ever want to decide to run your own group, giveaways are really hot, but there is a method to the madness to getting some success with giveaways. Cash is just really, after running probably 100 giveaways to scale our group, cash is powerful. Holding $100 cash in your hand, taking a selfie and say, hey, listen, we're gonna give away $100 cash this Friday. Invite 5 friends into our group and or visit our Brilliant Directory website and visit it to be entered. And that's been very powerful. Also, you can have premium members sponsor giveaways, and they'll pay for the giveaway out of their own money, and then you can give away something nice to grow your group.
I have one question for you, Corey. I think a lot of people might be asking. So you're having businesses kind of participate in your community, and hopefully they can generate or strum up some leads or referrals from that community. What have you done to kind of offer something different than like a Yelp or Yellow Pages website? How have you specialized your directory to have a unique selling proposition or something different than those kind of bigger organizations and communities?
Sure. So that's a great question. So one of the main ways is, of course, through the group by tagging vendors. So in this case, if someone asks for a plumber, for example, inside of our group, what we'll do is we'll tag that plumber vendor and then bring awareness to that vendor and then connect that customer. So that's one of the big selling points as far as the Brilliant Directories. It's being ranked, of course, to page 1, and then also offering free e-guides and ebooks to the main Brilliant Directory homepage to get them entered in and into our little funnel.
Gotcha. Would it be okay if I visited your Facebook group?
Sure.
Is that all right? Let's see.
Absolutely.
There we go. And you have a banner right at the top of your website to bring people to your Facebook group here, correct?
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, so let's just click on that. And I actually joined that earlier today. You were nice enough to approve me. So here's your group here. And so it says right there, Chattanooga Small Business Networking, great name, very simple. It seems very official too, by the way. And I guess here you've kind of posted something. We're on the hunt for these vendors to join our preferred vendor network. So you're almost asking them.
Exactly. The preferred vendors is the premium subscribers on the Brilliant Directory site. I think you guys have branded as gold members and so forth, but that post alone has made me $3,000 today. So it certainly works. It gets people into it.
Fantastic. So a lot of it seems to be cultivating trust and credibility with the community, and then delivering on a few promises that you're offering to the participants in your community.
Exactly.
Awesome. So what BD features have you found most useful to make this all work for you on the BD side? Because it seems like the Facebook community is doing its thing, and then then there's the BD website that you have.
Sure. Most businesses absolutely love the Brilliant Directories website. They love to be able to list their products, photos, and information. And some of the features that I find most useful has been, of course, the VIP package. That's a no-brainer. If you don't have that, go get that today. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. I mean, they've just literally over 100 things that's helped amplify and turbocharge my Brilliant Directory site, such as click to call, so someone can visit a vendor's profile listing and click their phone number button. It automatically dials that vendor's number. It's little things like that that make all the difference in the world. Make full use of the header and footer sections of your site. You may say, well, duh, that's a no-brainer. So the header is just a very powerful space to present something for free, such as an e-guide or an ebook. We created a hidden gems, most popular attraction e-guide. We had that created, and we've added that download link to the header in the footer of the homepage. And it's a great way to, so in this case, there it is at the bottom. And you can click on it, it takes you off page, and then we can collect an email against that. And it's just a great way to, build an email database around that, and then of course, provide value to your community. And then, of course, adding the custom graphic to your Facebook group or an Instagram page or LinkedIn page to kind of leverage that traffic. Brilliant Directories has done a wonderful job with the built-in email system, and I use that very regularly to send out weekly email newsletters, tips and tricks, videos, upsells, to upsell a mid-tier package into a premium package. I usually my methodologies. I typically give out 3 pieces of tips and tricks or value or trainings, and then on that 4th email, I will say, hey, this weekend only, we're doing 20% off on preferred vendor plans. Number 4, they're ranking our top subscribers. I think everybody knows this already, but double check that your preferred vendors or your gold premium members are in fact ranking above mid-tier, and making sure they're getting all of their bang for the buck. Number 5 is adding confidence boosters. So what confidence boosters is to me is that I've had some video testimonials of our premium subscribers. They've gotten great results, made a lot of money, and they've so willing to give a video testimonial. I brought them into my living room. We did a video setup, and I added those videos to YouTube, and I added that to the join page at the bottom so that when people are looking at the plans, they can watch those testimonials. One last thing on that, I did have a whiteboard video made. I purchased through a vendor, through something like Fiverr. The guy did it for $100, and it's a short 60-second animated video explaining the different preferred plans and premium plans. And it's just and I've added that to the join page, which has been very helpful for me to explain what we do.
Awesome. So it seems like you're circling people back, you're creating lead magnets, you're finding ways to engage them and keep them clicking to keep them in your universe, in your ecosphere with all those things. Gotcha. All right. And then lastly, we were hoping you could share just some general inspiration, for our fellow BD family members here on this webinar.
Sure. So one book I highly recommend purchasing is called The One Thing, and that's by Gary Keller. He's the author, and he's the founder of Keller Williams Realty. And the book doesn't talk about real estate at all, but it's all about his system methodology for success, and that is tackling your most challenging, pressing to-do item first thing in the morning when your willpower is at its most abundant. What's the old saying? It's like eat your frog early or whatever that is. So I look at my to-do list and I look at the things that are most important, and I always try to tackle those first thing in the morning. I know that sounds overly simple, but it's totally changed my life. It's extremely helpful to me, and it's a great book to read. Number two, this one's just personal for me, and it just works extremely well. When you're running a large group, and I know most of you have businesses or you have day jobs, you're very busy, and sometimes it's just hard to get the motivation. What I do is I'll say, listen, I don't want to work today, but I'm going to commit myself to at least 2 to 3 minutes on a small task, such as sending out an email newsletter or creating a graphic or whatever. And then when I'm done with that, if I don't want to continue necessarily working for that day, or maybe want to take the day off, I will allow myself that privilege. Otherwise, what happens, I've noticed, is I want to continue working even more. And it's just giving yourself that, I'm going to do at least 2 or 3 minutes worth of work and see how I feel. And as we know, getting started is always the hardest part. So motivation tends to find you if you at least start it.
And going along with that, Corey, we actually had a good question from Mark. He was curious if you've done all of this yourself or if you've built a team around you to help you manage your community.
Sure, that's a great question, Mark. So I launched the group 2.5 years ago. In the past year, August of last year, we've implemented the Brilliant Directory and preferred premium plans. And yes, I do have I have one paid employee. She's a 1099 employee, and she does very well. And she moderates and sells these plans. And we also have a volunteer administrator who helps with ideas and networking and things like that. So the teams, I couldn't honestly do without the team, although you can have a lot of success until you need to start hiring people. So if you're interested in getting your own group started and driving that traffic back to your Brilliant Directory site, I do offer an online training course called Facebook Group Accelerator. It's an 8-week online video training looking over my shoulder and me teaching you A to Z, everything you need to know to be successful in launching and administering your own group. I also offer several freebies as well on this website. And we also do free live coaching calls. And we have a lot of members from the Brilliant Directory community that have signed up for this course already and getting great results. So thank you so much for letting me talk today.
Amazing. Thank you, Corey, for joining us and sharing this progress report. Having a Facebook group is one way to nurture and foster your member community and, driving them back to your Brilliant Directories website or wherever your community is online. It may not be for everyone, the Facebook strategy. But if you feel that a lot of your member community can be fostered and nurtured, and you can find new members on Facebook, this is a great way to sharpen your digital marketing skills and become more proficient and kind of work a lot quicker and more efficiently if you're interested in using Facebook as a way to cultivate your community. But Corey, thank you so much for taking the time to share your progress there. And we look forward to seeing more progress from you in future webinars to come. So thank you. All right, some more big news here. We were hoping to have these released by this webinar, but we just had to do a little bit more QA, some quality assurance on these 2 add-ons. I've kind of demoed them in previous webinars, but especially the community comments. I think that's a huge add-on that's going to be released within the next week or 2, and also the reviews with photos. We've showcased that in the previous webinars. I'm not going to go into super detail with all the settings and how they work, but I'll show you just a quick snapshot of what you can look forward to with these add-ons. So with the community comments, you'll be able to enable and choose your different post types, whether it's blog posts or events or coupons, or if you've cloned a post type and you're using it for community discussions, you'll be able to write on your BD website without any additional customizations, support members leaving comments. So you'll have like a leave a comment section here. And people can come and leave comments, and whether they're commenting on a blog article or if you're trying to emulate like a community forum type of environment, someone wants to start a discussion, as long as the members are logged in, they can leave comments. So one of the benefits besides the comments that themselves are it should help increase your member subscribers. People who want to join your site to engage and get involved in the conversations. An important note here is you can choose to moderate all the comments before they go public, so you'll be able to have full control and throttle those settings here for the comments. Oh, there is the timer. All right, let's go back. I'm going to go back a few slides here. We're going to do another raffle giveaway, and we're going to set the timer again.
Your timer is set for 20 minutes.
All right, guys, so we'll follow the exact same format as before. I have my list of attendees here, and we'll go to the random number generator. Here it is. And we're going to spin the wheel and see what the number is. 68. All right, I'll count quickly, guys. That is Peter Birch. I'm going to unmute your microphone, Peter. How are you, Peter?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Congratulations on winning a lifetime website plan.
Hey, that's crazy. Sitting here listening to you to count and did not expect this M18. That's amazing.
We'll contact you after the webinar. If you want to say anything about Brilliant Directories, or I know you've been with us for quite some time, maybe share some inspirational words with the group.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was just taking some notes during Corey's thing in a very different industry, doing a very different thing, but lots to learn. I think that the community is a great place on Facebook for Brilliant Directories to learn. There's some, you guys have got great resources to help everyone for free, and there's also some good developers who can do some custom stuff, and your support team's fantastic on a day-to-day. I'm doing this as a side thing that is increasingly becoming more and more important to me and generated some good income, so I can't thank you guys enough for the support and helping us grow something that I didn't think was going to be possible with, you know, the little investment that we put in to build it. So thank you so much, Jason and everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Peter. I'm going to keep you on the line for just one more moment. For those newbies out there, what's one thing you would maybe suggest to not do or to stray away from to kind of help them stay on course with any idea they have for building a website or a community?
I would go with as niche and as small, uncomfortably small as possible in terms of your target market, and something that's you know, your area of passion. So the thing I would say not do is just try and pursue something because you think it's going to be a good, you know, market opportunity. I think that with something, building up a website, and you need a lot of time and a lot of effort and you've got to inspire and motivate yourself to be able to get on it, you know, after your day job, or, you know, put in long hours. So if you're not passionate about the area that you're in, then you're not going to stay, you know, connected to it when things get hard. So don't choose something that just for the sake of thinking, hey, that's going to be a great area because people are going to pay me lots of money, because chances are they won't for a long period of time. So do it for the love, and then the money will follow.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for those kind words. So those words of wisdom from Peter: choose a specific niche market to target. Sometimes when you go a little broad, it dilutes your energy and your focus. When you're more niche, you can hyper-focus your energy and hopefully leverage some better results, especially in the early stages. So congratulations on being our second winner. We're going to do another raffle in just about 20 minutes from now, but we're going to move on back to the new add-ons coming soon. So that was the one that we covered, which was the post commenting. So that'll be released in the next week or two. The next one coming down the line, it will allow members or visitors, when they're posting reviews about the members, to also, there'll be an option to include photos with those reviews. So for visually oriented or image oriented businesses, such as design businesses, restaurants, service industries like handymen or construction people, general contractors, any visually oriented business where images can enhance the review experience, that add-on is going to be pretty cool. And I can just show you a quick preview of what that will look like. So when a user posts a review, images will be available with that review. And what's really cool is the visitor, when they're browsing the site, can click to enlarge that review, that image, and then browse the gallery of images here. And then also, if you click to view the specific detail page of a review, those images will be there too. So not only is it good for the review experience, the visitor trying to see some aesthetics of the business, but also you'll get more clicks on your website. Visitors like to see images. It keeps them around longer, and that's ultimately good for search engine optimization, is when Google sees that visitors are staying on your site a bit longer, and certainly images like this can help. So this one is also just about a week away, and we'll announce in the Facebook group once they're available. And those of you who are VIP Add-Ons Club members will automatically have these add-ons once they are released. All right, we have some BD Lab updates to share. Not too many, but I think these are pretty helpful, and there are some good ones coming soon as well. I'll start there at the top. Now there's an easy and simple way to add call to action buttons on your homepage in case you don't want to start visitors off with the search module on the homepage. Now there's an easy way to include homepage buttons instead, and I'll show you exactly how you can do that. I'll show you a quick example of that. So here's a site here, Holistic Health Finder. It's a sample site we have here to share. I'll just refresh the page. So we can see here it's starting with the filtered search results here. You know, you're looking for acupuncture specialists and so on. But maybe you don't want to start the site with a search. You want to start with a call to action. Register to sign up. You want to lead them to a landing page or something else. Let me show you how you guys can swap this out for some buttons. So you can head on over to your design settings now. And over the next few weeks, you'll be seeing some subtle changes in the design settings. Over the last year or so, we've released a lot of new settings, so it warrants us to kind of better organize some of the options that are available here. But we'll be updating the documentation each time we make one of those changes. In this case, let's go to where we can add buttons to the homepage and replace the search module. So what we want to do is go to the homepage layout, and we want to look for what's called right now the search type. That'll be changed soon. And if we scroll all the way down, we can see there's an option here called Hero Message with Button Links. And I'll go ahead and click on that. And once I click on that, we can see here I now have 3 columns for button 1, button 2, and button 3. So let's just make some buttons here. Register to join. Obviously, you can make these say whatever you want. You can choose the link it will go to. So this is going to be /join. And then you can choose the button class of what it will look like. In this case, I'll do our danger button. This corresponds to, and I'll just backtrack a bit, your buttons that you've set in your main design settings. So you have 6 different colors here, primary, info, all the way to danger. And in this case, I will use the danger button. And I'll add a second button. Maybe it's important to log in. This is a members only website. Let's just pretend. Log in here, and you can link them to the login page. And we'll make this one primary. And I'll go ahead and just save the changes here. And what I'm seeing more and more, and it's not that it's bad, there's a search on the homepage. It really just depends on how you're trying to funnel visitors on your site. But this is a really great way, adding buttons, to direct people to kind of more important pages or create like a portal experience. But we can see here now, obviously, you can update the title and the subtitle to say whatever they need to say to correspond to the buttons. But in this case here, we've added 2 buttons, register to join and log in. So if you do have an effective title here, you may see a tick in your conversion rates because you're funneling people down to just 2 options. But again, it depends what state your business is in and your website is in and how you're trying to navigate your visitors. But that's available now. And just to backtrack, to get that, just go to your homepage layout, and for the search type, search for hero message with button links. And you can have 1, 2, or 3 buttons. If you leave it empty or full, the buttons will auto-align themselves. Okay, this is another big one. Up until now, you've had to email in to the Brilliant Directories support team if you'd wanted to change the kind of look of your site to match one of the themes that we showcase on the Brilliant Directories website. Let's look at some of those themes now. If you go to the Brilliant Directories company site and click on themes, you'll see here we have about 10 or so different themes to check out and try. All the same functionality is built into all the themes. It's just that on the home page, certain elements are highlighted or bubbled up to create what the theme is. So what you can do now is, and everyone should have this, still in your design settings, there is a tab on the right that says Change Theme, and you can click on Activate Theme. And what this is going to do is, I'm not going to change it on this site, but what this is going to do is it's going to actually update the design settings to make your home page, just the home page, the way it looks. It's going to update the necessary design settings to get this starter look on your site's homepage, and obviously the color set. So if you ever wanted to change, you started a free trial, or you just got your new Brilliant Directories website and it's not the theme you wanted to start with, you can come here now and change your theme. Just click to activate the theme, and it will only update your design settings. So if you have custom main menu already set up or anything else, you don't need to worry about that. Another cool thing is there are now backups available in your design settings. So your last 10 saves, if you hit the Save Changes button or install a theme, you can go back in time up to 10 saves, and it'll be continuous. So you'll always have up to 10 backups available of your design settings. So if you made a mistake or you changed a color and you don't remember what it was, hopefully you can use this feature. You can go back in time to when it was the way you wanted it to be, and simply click on Restore Backup. So you can come back here and it will restore the backup of your design settings. And what's really cool is we're introducing it here first, but we're going to want to start releasing this when you're saving a menu or a form or a widget, so you can go back to some backups in case you have a little oopsie daisy and you need to revert some changes real easily. You'll be able to use this backup feature. All right, this next one I'm really excited about. They are settings to control how the title font looks on your streaming sections. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And this is such a small thing, but I think it's going to have such a big impact on your home pages. I would really recommend everyone take advantage of this. And I'll tell you what we're referring to now. So on your homepage, you have streaming content. Sometimes it's events or coupons. In this case, they have newest members. And up until now, you could choose the color of this title, but you couldn't choose the font size, if it's centered or if it stays left aligned, or the font weight. That's if it's bold or skinny. So let's actually change this and make it a little bit more eye-catching as we scroll down the page. So this was also in your design settings. You can go to Homepage Layout and go to Homepage Search Settings. Now these search settings, this is what's going to get a makeover in the next month or two, because there's just so many settings built into here. But for right now, this is the way it is, but we're going to have better organization here soon. So where we want to go are to the streaming widget settings right here, which are at the bottom right of this module. And you'll see options for title alignment, title font size, weight, and some padding on the bottom. So I'm going to do something that I think would look nice, is I'm going to center it. I'm going to increase the font size a bit, and I'm going to make it skinny. I'm going to use light font weight and just add a little bit of padding on the bottom, and I'll go ahead and save my changes. And we can do a before and after. I'll just duplicate this first tab that I have here. And if we scroll down, we could see here, now it's centered. It kind of grabs your attention a bit more. It says newest members. Again, this will apply to any streaming sections that you have on your homepage. It will be uniform. So if you have multiple streaming sections, the titles will all follow these rules. But again, normally you'll have 2 or 3 streaming widget sections on your site maximum. You may have more in some cases, but generally this way you'll have a uniform title. And I think it's a great way to kind of present these sections a bit more. And even cooler, you know, if you wanted to add a background color to that. So if we made a white background color here and save the changes, it can even make the section stand out even a bit more. So it just depends how you're doing it. This is going pretty quick from gray to white, but if you had a section above it, it can certainly stand out a bit more with some color changes. So those title settings are now available for you. Again, in the homepage layout section, go to the bottom right and the title settings are there. This next one, we talked about it briefly in the previous webinar. There's now a currency format previewer, and this is more for our international users who have very specific currency formatting needs, but I'll show you where you can see this and edit this. This will be in your general settings, and it's under the localization tab. This is your date format, your main website language, time zone, and also your currency. So first things first, you of course want to set the currency for your country. And then you can choose the format of the numbers. So is it going to use a comma, a dot for the decimal, no decimal places? And this is for your checkout pages when the membership plan pricing is displaying to the visitor, how the numbers should show, or when somebody's purchasing a lead or a referral. All those automated places where the price of something on your site is listed, this is the format it will follow. So you can choose the currency prefix, and here is the preview here. So based on my current settings, this is the preview. So watch as I type here. Maybe we want to add USD after, or if you needed USD, before or after, you can certainly choose to do that. If you needed AUD for Australia, if you wanted to get rid of it here. And it's really cool because the previewer shows you exactly how it's going to look on the front end of your site. Normally, this is a one-time set it and forget it thing, but this is new, and it's something that's definitely required from the international users that we've had. So we're happy to say that this is now available, so you can have more control over your currency format. All right, and some items that are coming soon. As you know, we introduced the draggable content blocks for some of your web pages. You just drag the blocks in and you can make your changes. We'll be releasing that for emails very soon. So if you're creating email newsletters, as Corey said, he uses that quite frequently in this system, we'll have some pre-made blocks where you can just swap out the images and the text, and hopefully that'll help you construct and stack your email content a bit easier. This one is at the top of the list coming next, so I think it'll be released next week. The ability to select your member smart lists when you're scheduling your newsletter. So if you create a very specific segment of members like non-active, California, gold members, you can save that list. Right now you can just save the list and export it, but with the smart list for newsletters, you'll be able to select that smart list and just send those specific members a newsletter. So you can have hyper-focused newsletter campaigns that you're sending out. This one is also just on the cusp of being released, the ability, if you're working with staff members, to log out your staff members as the owner of the website. So just for an extra layer of security, if you've let go of someone or you're concerned that someone might be logged in on another device, the force end admin session will definitely log them out on any device that they're currently logged in on. So that should provide some peace of mind there. And this next one is pretty big, again, related to emails. Right now, when a visitor fills out the contact us form on your site or the newsletter form, there actually are settings where you can choose the confirmation email that goes to that person who filled out the form. And also you can choose if the admin receives an email after that form is submitted. Right now, it's just for your contact us form and your newsletter sign up form. However, we're going to be releasing the ability to set these same email settings for any form on your site. So if you want to go wild and you want to know when someone creates a coupon on your site, John just, created a new coupon because they filled out the coupon creation form, you can have email settings for any type of form on your site. And here we go. This is for Raffle number 3. The timer's going off. And I'll just go through these last 2 points here and then we'll get to the raffle. Again, for those of you getting started, you may be importing members. We're going to be creating a method so you can map and preview your data to make sure that you're importing the members with the right data matched up to the right columns. And this one I'm really, really excited with is the same page express member sign up. So right now, all the members, when they sign up free or paid, they have to go to that checkout page. This is going to allow you to pin one free sign up plan to the login page, and visitors can do an express sign up right on that login page if they don't have a login account currently. So that's also going to help you guys increase subscribers. So that should be released very soon as well. Let's go back to the raffle here. And let's see. Yeah, we still have everyone here on the webinar. All right. So let's go here. We're doing the final raffle giveaway for webinar 100. I'll go to my number generator screen. So we're going to generate a random number here, and I'm going to count down from the attendee list, and hopefully it's you. Here we go. Woo, 87. All right, that's a high number. I'm going to start counting quick here. Shirley Woods. I'm going to try to unmute your microphone, Shirley. Looks like Shirley's mic is muted, but congratulations to Shirley Woods. We'll contact you after the webinar, and we'll send you your lifetime website plan. I'll try again to unmute your microphone, Shirley. Nope, doesn't look like it's working. That is okay. I have Dennis Tenerino here right next to me. He's saying to do one more before we end webinar 100. All right, let's do one more raffle here. It'll be the final one for a free lifetime website giveaway. So what I'll do is I will push the button here and we will generate, hopefully it's not such a high number, 49. All right, here we go, guys. 49, Lucy Richards. I'll try to unmute your microphone, Lucy Richards. Looks like Lucy is muted. All right, no worries. Just calling on you guys randomly, obviously. So we'll put your name down here, Lucy. You were number 49 there. We will send your lifetime website to you shortly after the webinar. All right, guys, what we wanted to do now is those were the lab updates. Congratulations to all the raffle winners, but we do want to take some questions and answers here. We obviously covered a lot of updates, so I'll lower everyone's hands now. And what we can do is we can take some questions about your website or some of the features you've heard about today, and we'll do the best that we can do to help you out. Or if you just want to say anything about your experience with BD over your time with us so far.
So we actually had a few people ask about page backups. They wanted to know if those needed to be done manually, if they were done automatically, if they applied a theme and they decided they didn't like it, if they could just select from one of their backups to revert that change, all those sorts of things.
Very good question. So if you install a theme or you click the Save Changes button on your design settings, before it saves those changes, it's going to save a snapshot of your current design settings, and that's what can be reverted back. Is right before it saves, internally it's doing a snapshot of your current settings, and it'll save that up to 10 times. Each time there'll be up to 10 backups available. So yeah, if you install a theme and you don't like the way it looks or you want to go back, you could just hit the most recent backup button, and that should get you back the way you were. All right, I see Mark's got his hand up here. How's it going, Mark?
Hi, Jason. Hey, David. Fine, how are you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining the webinar today.
Yeah, congratulations on your 100th video.
Thank you.
Just a real quick question. I was thinking about the guest you had on tonight. You mentioned about leveraging Facebook groups. Has anyone tried, using LinkedIn or any of the other platforms out of curiosity?
So we, even as Brilliant Directories, used LinkedIn. That was where we promote our Facebook group. For us, for Brilliant Directories, it wasn't as effective for engaging the community as the Facebook group was. Let me lower everyone. Brian, I see you have your hand up there. I'm going to lower everyone's hands down here, but maybe someone who is using LinkedIn or who has tried using LinkedIn in the past to cultivate a community, maybe you can chime in here.
I was just curious because most of mine is B2B, and I was wondering, Facebook versus LinkedIn, if one would be more preferable than the other one.
I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. I think it depends on the type of business. Lindsay has her hand up. Lindsay, I'm going to unmute you here. Maybe you could share some wisdom with us here on LinkedIn, about LinkedIn.
Okay, yeah. My market is on LinkedIn. So I actually have a group on LinkedIn. It's the biggest of its kind in the sector that I work in the world. So basically Facebook for me is, I have a group on there. It's only 4,000. Where on LinkedIn I have about 35,000 followers, and I have a group with 23,000. So for me, my audience is from LinkedIn rather than Facebook.
And how are you cultivating, or how did you originally cultivate those subscribers on LinkedIn to your group or following you or your company on LinkedIn?
In a previous role, I was a business development person going out and talking to businesses. And so I put a group, so I would go to HR managers, the corporate people, and invite them to a group. I would then put on events, etc., and it's just grown.
Fantastic. So
for me, it's very much like what you do on Facebook. I've done it through LinkedIn.
Gotcha. And since you've done both, Lindsay, what's different from the LinkedIn members than the Facebook members for you?
It could be the sector I work in. I work in education. So it'd be college principals, it will be CEOs of company. They are more likely to be found on LinkedIn than I would find them in a Facebook group.
Fantastic.
If they have Facebook accounts, they're normally private ones, family ones. So, you know, I can have some organizations and I can have 17 members of that organization who I'm connected to.
On LinkedIn.
Because they're on LinkedIn. Right. It's more of a, they see more of the professional platform than they would Facebook.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
It depends on the sector that you actually work in.
I think you're right. In Corey's case, he's working with a lot of, I think, local service providers and professionals, a little bit different than people that are in the corporate environment, it seems.
I'll give you an example. It's like I work with Coca-Cola. They're not likely to be having people have business discussions on Facebook. They would be on LinkedIn.
Right. Right. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for your feedback there. So, Mark, there's some differences there that Lindsay's shared, and glad to hear that you're doing so well. And you've tested both markets, LinkedIn and Facebook, and you found what works for you, Lindsay. Corey has his hand up here. Maybe he has some insight on that as well. Corey, please.
Yeah. Lindsay, first and foremost, it's incredible to have a group on LinkedIn that large. That's not easy, and I think you're doing something great there. I'd love to talk with you offline. Feel free to reach out. That'd be awesome. To add to what Mark was saying, Instagram is a very powerful way for a B2B as well, because you can go out and follow the Chambers and Angie's List and Thumbtack and those guys. You can follow their followers to bring them back into your Instagram page and then redirect them in the bio link of your Instagram profile to your Brilliant Directories website. So there's a little funnel that you can build. Anyway, just to add to what you're asking earlier, I think Instagram's also very powerful for that.
That's fantastic. That's some good out-of-the-box thinking, is finding unique ways to tap into your potential members and market there. Thank you very much for sharing that. So that's what Corey just mentioned. He's going on Instagram, and a lot of these professionals or service providers, they're following bigger companies, such as Home Advisor, and he's tapping into their followers. So great tip there. And we have our good friend Colette here. How are you, Colette?
Hi, Jason. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
And what's your question?
Yeah, really good. I just wanted to give you and your whole team a shout out. Congrats on the 100th webinar. I think I've attended probably most of them and really, really appreciate all the support that we get from BD. So thank you.
Thank you as well, Colette. You're definitely an all-star. You're active in the Facebook group. We thank you for joining in on the webinars. Do you have any words of wisdom for those on the webinar? I know that you're very passionate about your website, and I know it brings you some happiness. Do you have any tips for our fellow BD users here, or a single tip?
I guess it is about single tip, very difficult. Probably just hang in there. It is about being passionate and just keeping connected with the community that you're involved in and within your website.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think she touched on a good point, and I think a lot of us forget that. I remember in the earlier days of Brilliant Directories, a lot of people, they wanted to start their directories, import listings. We'd get a lot of calls. I have 2 million business records in Oregon. Can I import them? Will I make $1 million? And these days, that model can work to an extent, but these days members want to be nurtured. People want to feel that they're part of something, they're getting something back. And I think that's what Colette touched on, is with our these aren't just directories, they're member communities, and they want to get behind what your mission is. So the better you can demonstrate and illustrate what you stand for, why your website exists, who you're serving, how you're helping them, you need to create resource pages that outline those things, so when they look at your membership plans, they know what they're signing up for and getting behind, and of course what they can expect back from it. So thank you, Colette, for sharing that. I think it's something that's commonly overlooked, is how can I nurture and engage with my community. So keep that in mind, guys. All right, let's see if anyone else has their hands up here. We have Charlene. I'm going to unmute your mic. Looks like you're self-muted, Charlene.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me clearly?
We can hear you just fine. Where are you calling in from
Hello.
today?
I'm calling all the way from St. Lucia in the Caribbean.
Okay.
It's 8 p.m. here.
Okay.
So I signed up for Brilliant Directory last year, and I'm shamefully one of those who's been following, who started the work, and I have yet to make anything of it. I'm really passionate about it. I'm a mom of a 4-year-old. I love him. And the site really came out from a need that I saw at the time, where I couldn't find things specifically for children, and we do not have that right now. And so I thought it would have been a really good idea to come up with this site, family-oriented services. You know, when you go on there, whoever you get, that they're focused on family. It's if you have to get, you know, people to come into your home to clean, then you know they're good people, you know, that sort of thing. And I just wanted to know if you've seen any other format, any other directory similar to that, or is it all just strictly professional sites and real estate? Because I have not seen any, and now I'm doubting. Quite honestly, now I'm doubting myself.
I have actually. I have seen sites where you can find caretakers, actually, local caretakers, you know, for your children or your nanny, or to take care of your household. I don't have permission to share the specific site I'm referring to, but I just in general on the Brilliant Directories platform and just directories out there, I have seen sites, especially in more remote or rural or smaller areas. I don't know how big your area is, but it seems that you know, I think what it comes down to is, again, and Corey can touch on this, is explaining the value that not only the visitor, the consumer, is going to get from your site, but the value that the professional is going to get from joining your site. And it seems to be, because you're talking about more personal roles of people coming in to people's households and things like that, perhaps you need to establish some type of a vetting process that establishes your website as a credible accredited or some credible stamp of approval, where if the professional is on your site, you've done some type of a vetting process where it's not just any random person off the street. I would talk to the professionals, ask them what's the hardest part about getting a gig or a job, you know, over their years of their experience, and try to address those problems as a solution of your community. So probably asking both sides, you know, the households and the caretakers, or the people who are you're talking about, what's been their biggest pain point or challenges over the last few years for getting connected with whether it's a professional or finding a household to work with, and then find ways to address those problems on your website and through your solution. That might be a good path to take. Mm-hmm. And I do want to, specifically for you, I do want to recommend, you know, we mentioned Patrick Burnell earlier in the webinar, and he's created Directory Gurus. I recommend, I'm going to share this link in the chat here. They have a video. Just put your name and email address. They have a video, and it's a real video with real actionable steps, and they tell you how to find out what the problem is in your community and with the people you're trying to serve, and how to solve that problem on your website. So when you launch, you know that you have something meaningful for a community, and you're not just going off of something you think is a good idea. You actually have data because you've done surveys and you've reached out, and you know that there's a problem that needs to be filled. So I'd recommend watching this video. They'll tell you an exact launch plan or things to do before you launch your site, so you can address the problems of your community.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, we'll end it there, guys. Thank you so much for an amazing 100 webinars. Just to backtrack a bit, we have 2 new add-ons coming very soon: community comments and reviews with photos. Thank you so much to Corey Barnes for sharing his experience on how he's been able to leverage Facebook groups with his Brilliant Directories website. I recommend everyone go to fbgroupaccelerator.com. We did share a link in the chat just a bit earlier, and it's been so much fun. We're going to keep things going. If we didn't get to your questions today, please join us in the Facebook group. We'll answer your questions there. You can start discussions there. On behalf of myself, David, Cedric the Entertainer, Corey Barnes, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, thank you guys for 100 amazing webinars. Looking forward to the next 100. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks, and we will keep the good times rolling. So thank you guys so much. Have a brilliant day and a wonderful week. We'll see you in the next webinar. Bye-bye.